Merhabalar Dijitopya izleyenleri. Belgizar Toprak ben, Londra Bisiklet Kulübü'nden. Bugün burada yine Londra Bisiklet Kulübü'nün son projesi nezdinde bulunmaktayız. Middlesex Hastanesi'ne 10 yeni bisiklet bağışı yapılacak birazdan. Enfield Belediyesi'nden görevliler ve hastaneden temsilci ve birkaç bisiklet kulübü temsilcileri nezdinde. Onlarla güzel kısa bir sohbetimiz olacak birazdan.
Hello, my name is Richard. I'm one of the directors here and promoting sustainable travel and particularly active travel to encourage our local population and including our staff to cycle to work and take their cars off the road. We've been incredibly fortunate to have this facility here, which I'll give you a quick tour about, to enable staff to park their bicycles in a very safe and secure way, and then to have shower facilities and drying facilities on site here, so when they arrive at work, they can freshen up and be prepared for their shift. So this particular area in here it's a drying facility, so if it is raining on a particular day and your kit gets very wet, you can come in here, hang it up, and you can change the temperature and make sure that as far as possible you can get your kit dried before you need to cycle home at the end of your shift. And in terms of the other facilities that we've got here, we have secure changing facilities for staff when they arrive on site. So then when they arrive on site, they can lock their bike away safely and securely, and then come into these facilities where they've got 3 showers here and another 3 showers on the other side, separating male and female. And they've got lockers, hairdryer, sink, where they can store their kit that they need to keep either on site overnight or available during the day. So these are absolutely fantastic facilities. There are very few that I've seen in other hospitals, and has really been enjoyed by our staff, and has really encouraged and incentivised people to become active cyclists coming to work. And now we can go down to the actual bike storage area. And this is also where we do doctor bike sessions, so free cycle maintenance on a monthly basis, again funded by Enfield Council, that do simple bike repairs, replacement of chains, brake pads, and making sure things are working smoothly for the bikes. And what you'll see up here are the 5 new bikes that we've got that we'll be handing out as loans to our staff to encourage them to take up cycling or re-engage with cycling. So these are the facilities where they will store their bike when they come to work. They'll be locked securely behind this door, but then we encourage them to lock their bike up further when in here.
My first question is going to be about your thoughts on the hospital bike loan scheme.
I think it's brilliant, it's fantastic. Where I work for Royal Mail, we've had a cycle to work scheme as well, and I think my last 2 bikes I've done through the same sort of program that they're going to do here. Mm-hmm. So it encourages people to get on bikes, doesn't it? And it's better for the environment and better for our health, isn't it? So, yeah, no, well pleased.
So where do you stand at these kind of projects, or what do you think these kind of projects mean to you or the community?
Well, I think encouraging more active travel has got to be where we're going in the future. If you look at the traffic outside there now, it took me 25 minutes to cycle from the other side of Enfield to here, where there's traffic still sitting on the North Circular out there. So it's a good thing to encourage people to walk more and cycle more.
It gives you the mental health as well. It supports your mental health. That's true.
So,
Thank you for your time.
No worries, no problem. Thank you very much.
I would like to ask about your thoughts on this scheme, hospital bike loan scheme. What your views are.
So, firstly, thank you very much to your club for loaning these bikes and donating these bikes for NHS staff. My hope and aspiration is that this will kickstart staff who have previously cycled but have been away from the bike for several years to build their confidence back up to be able to cycle to work on a daily basis. So we know that with the climate change challenges that we've got and the sustainability agenda within the NHS, it's really important that the NHS does its bit to reduce carbon emissions and reduce air pollution. So it's something really I feel passionate about and want to see an impact that North Middlesex Hospital can do. So my hope is that with these 5 bikes initially, that we'll be able to expand it over the next 3, 6 months, 12 months, and that will encourage people at the end of their 3-month loan period to then go and buy their own bike and then continue cycling to work.
Thank you for your time. I was going to ask about what you were going to do with these bikes, but you've already answered the question. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, and thank you again for donating the bikes.
I would like to ask her what her role is and why she's here, what she's doing.
Well, my name's Tina Juranovic, and I am the Partnership and Marketing Manager for Enfield Council in the Healthy Streets team. The reason I'm here today is that we've been working in partnership with the hospital, with the local cycling club and Enfield Cycling Campaign and London Cycling Campaign to try and get off the ground a staff bike loan trial. So basically, we've been doing work with the hospital over the past year or two. First of all, as you can see behind us here, we helped install this cycling facility. We also run a doctor bike here once a month for all the hospital staff so that they can have their bikes checked and serviced for free. And then we thought, well, what else can we do to help staff encourage them to cycle to work? So what we came up with was the bike loan trial. So working in partnership, we got the bikes. We've paid for the cycle training and for the equipment that the staff use. They will be given the bikes and all the equipment and training for 3 months, and it's to encourage them to do their commute to work by bike, because ultimately what we're trying to achieve in the Healthy Streets team is to get people to commute more or just travel generally more by bike. They're short journeys. So if they live near the hospital, rather than drive here, the best thing for them to do, if they're comfortable with it, is to cycle here. And this is what we're trying to do by offering them all of this for free, is to encourage them to do that. Obviously, at the end of the day, it's good for the environment, it's good for your health, and it's going to be something that will get cars off the road. So it will help with pollution, it will help with congestion as well. So we're hoping that this is the tip of the iceberg, that ultimately we'll have more and more staff coming to work at North Mid Hospital by bike in the future.
So for those who don't know you a lot, may I ask, what do you do as London Cycling Campaign?
London Cycling Campaign is one of the oldest and the world's largest city-based cycling campaign organisation, and we campaign for better infrastructure and for better rules and promote cycling in every way we can. So we campaign around dangerous junctions, more space for cycling, and a number of other things. We also have local groups, so each borough has a local group. So we've got Enfield Cycling Campaign, and they work in the community with groups like yours. So Enfield Cycling Campaign is a very active group, and we're delighted of the work that's going on with Enfield Cycling Campaign and LBK.
So what do you think of this?
I think this initiative, the LBK, to donate these bikes to North Middlesex Hospital is brilliant, and the way that North Middlesex Hospital intend to use them is absolutely the right model of having cycling instructors available, having a period of loan, and having the bikes available to staff is the perfect model to get behaviour change. And the NHS is the biggest employer in Britain. There's 270,000 NHS workers in London, so they make up a really big part of the working population that hopefully can change behaviour and become more bicycle users and less car users. The other advantage of that is that NHS staff have a role to play as role models, and when they're cycling and when they're seen cycling, their patients and their communities that they live in are more likely to also cycle. So this is a brilliant initiative because the NHS staff can be role models. They can also be part of the battle against climate change and the health problems that we facing.
My first question to you is going to be about the usage of the cycle lanes. Are there enough cycle lanes in Enfield?
I think the work that's been done so far on the cycle lanes has been excellent, and we've got 2 really good lanes going north-south. I think what we need to do is fill in the gaps, because cycle lanes need to be part of a network, and while they're getting good usage, and we see that from the figures every month, they'll get more usage when there's a full network and people can be confident they can cycle from place A to place B and be off the roadway, if you like, all the time. So the council have made a good start, but we need more.
How about the community, their usage of the cycle lanes or the bicycles?
I think that's the good news. I mean, we always had people who would commuters who would cycle into central London, that the keen cyclists. What I've seen in the last 2 or 3 years with the cycle lanes is more families, more children on bikes, people from different communities in Enfield, more women. More diverse groups. So I think that's what the cycle lanes do. There are people who are keen road cyclists who will always cycle on the road and commute in and go on long cycle rides. That's great and fine. But cycle lanes encourage people who are perhaps frightened of going on the roads and mixing with the traffic to give cycling a go.
Bize o Göçmen Kadınlar projesini kısaca anlatabilir misin?
Geçtiğimiz sene düşük gelirli göçmen kadınlar için yaptığımız bir projeydi. Kadınların, daha doğrusu göçmen kadınların bisiklet kullanımında önlerinde duran engellerden bir tanesi bir bisikletlerinin olmayışıydı. Biz bunu görüp bir proje geliştirdik ve 32 göçmen kadına bisiklet, beraberinde bisiklet kullanımında gerekli olan araç ve gereçler ve bazılarına bisiklet eğitimi de vererek bu projeyi bitirmiş olduk.
Londra Bisiklet Kulübü'nün kurucusu Özgür Korkmaz'la birlikteyiz. Sevgili Özgür, bugün burada yine güzel bir proje çerçevesinde birlikte bulunuyoruz. Projeden biraz bahsedebilir misin? Daha öncesinden istersen bisiklet kulübüyle ilgili birkaç cümle söyle. Daha sonrasında projeye bağlarsın.
Tabii biz şimdi Londra Bisiklet Kulübü'nü kuralı 3 yıl oldu. 3 yıl içerisinde çok sayıda proje yaptık. Geçen sene de yaptığımız projelerden bir tanesi de Sibel arkadaşımızın bahsettiği gibi göçmen kadınlara yönelik bir proje yaptık. Ve Aralık ayında bir Alman şirketi London Cycle Campaign aracılığıyla bize ulaştı. Ve 167 adet bisiklet bize bağışladılar. Ve biz de bu bisiklet bağışlarını doğru bir şekilde kullanmak için birçok toplum merkezine, özellikle Türkiye'li toplumu yaşadığı Kuzey Londra'daki toplum merkezlerine, LGBT community'ye, okullara ve şimdi de bir hastaneye 10 tane bisiklet bağışı yapıyoruz. O anlamda gerçekten güzel bir proje oluyor ve bisiklet kullanımını teşvik etmek için bunları yapıyoruz.
Londra Bisiklet Kulübü'nün son dönemde devam etmekte olduğu faaliyetlerinden bize kısaca bahsedebilir misin sevgili Özgür?
Tabii. Yani biz şu anda yerimiz Enfield'da bulunan Britanya Alevi Federasyonu yerleşkesinde bulunuyoruz. Orada 2 tane konteynerimiz var. Ve orada projelerimizi devam ettiriyoruz. Çocuklara ve kadınlara yönelik bisiklet eğitimlerimiz devam ediyor. Arada sırada bisiklet tamir kursları yapıyoruz. Bisiklet turları yapıyoruz. Yakında bizim de çok yeni bir projemiz başlayacak. Biz de uzun vadeli yine bisiklet kiralama yapacağız toplum üyelerimiz için. Bize ulaşmak isteyen sosyal medya üzerinden ulaşabilir. Enfield'daki federasyon yerleşkesine gelerek bize ulaşabilirler. Ve hep birlikte bisiklet kullanabiliriz.
Öyle değil mi? Yani toplumun içerisinde çok var böyle bisiklet kullanmayı isteyip ama bir türlü bu hayalini gerçeğe dökemeyen insanlar var. Ben de onlardan birisiydim. Bu şekilde sizlerle yolum kesişti. Yıllar evvelinden bisikletim vardı ve bisikletimi tek başıma hiçbir şekilde sokakta kullanamıyordum. Ama sizlerin vesilesiyle güzel bir network oluştu. İnanılmaz bir bilgi dağarcığım oluştu ve kendime güvenle tek başıma yollara çıkabiliyorum. Onun için isteyen kim varsa bisiklet kullanma aşkıyla yanıp tutuşanlar bizlerle de irtibata geçebilirler. Bu vesileyle hem tanış oluruz hem de hep birlikte daha sağlıklı bir yaşama da adım atmış oluruz, değil mi?
Kesinlikle aynı fikirdeyim.